Hello YouTube, tonight I'm going to be doing the long-awaited Predator swap on the 80cc go-kart, which is not going to be an 80cc go-kart anymore, but like I said before, I'm still going to call it the 80cc go-kart because that was the official name for it. I don't want to call it the 212cc go-kart because, my red go-kart has a 212cc engine on it, and I'm using the Predator engine that I haven't unboxed yet as a stand for my phone, so let's get started. Alright, we're gonna do an unboxing here too. It's gonna be a struggle to hold a camera or whatever, because I still don't have a stand. Over a year being on YouTube, I still do not have a stand for my phone yet. There's like little staples here to kind of I guess it's to like seal it better. I guess it's a little better than tape. Alright, all the tape should be gone, so let's, alright. Oh yeah, here goes. Got some instructions. You're not gonna need these. And some, stuff. Obviously no one needs that. Bam! Here's what we need right here. A Predator 212cc Singer's power. Now, as you know, that the exhaust and the intakes on these engines right out of the box are pretty restricted. I've done some mods to these before. I guess you can watch in one of my Predator go-kart videos, I believe. Here goes the Predator. Couple things. The throttle plate is a little too far back to be using this original throttle setup. And the clutch is probably gonna have to go on backwards so that the engine can be centered up a little bit better. You can see how far out that shaft is sticking. It's already kind of close next to you. If I put it on the regular way, the sprocket will be right here. So I'll probably have to put the clutch on backwards so that the engine can be centered up a little bit better. Now I don't actually have a designated clutch for this yet. So for now, I'm just going to steal the clutch off of my red go-kart, which is pretty dirty as you can see. Alright, so what I have done is I put the engine right about where I want it, and as it turns out I can put the clutch on normally. Now, I can access the pull start, and the kill switch is going to be right next to me, so if this thing does drive off on me, I'll be able to just easily flick the kill switch and then it works. It should be pretty easy because it'll be right next to you, and it's actually, and the engine's not as close to you as I thought it was going to be, so I think this will work out good. Alright, so I got 2 out of the 4 mounting holes drilled and put in for now. I'm going to use 3 out of the 4. I don't recommend you do that at home, but it'll work for the test run. But I did that to figure out the chain, and I really don't know if it's long enough. Like, it fits here, and then it's really hard to do with one hand. Let me get the chain on and just show you more issue that I just ran into. This is the chain that I was using, and it's just a tiny bit too short. So what I'm going to do is I got 2 master links, and I'm going to use a very short section of this chain and use 2 master links and try to make this chain be long enough to work on the engine. And then if that works, I'll put 1 more bolt in and then figure out a throttle, put oil and gas in it, and I'll go for a test drive. And obviously the test drive is going to be on a separate video. Alright, the chain is on. It actually took a lot longer than you might have thought, but like I was saying, I needed 2 master links. If I can find them. I don't know where they are right now. Let me see if I can find them for you guys. Yeah, there they are right there. There's one right there, and there's the other. That was the only way I could do this without needing to buy a new chain. The chain is on. I made this chain, which is pretty loose. But it'll be tight enough to ride. Tight enough for tonight. But this chain's too loose, but it'll work for testing purposes. For testing purposes only, people. Don't do what I do, because, well, you just shouldn't. Just liability reasons. Alright, so now that the engine is secured, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out a throttle cable. This thing moves this way, moves that way. Now, actually, one of the things that you're supposed to do when you do this, you have to loosen this nut right here, which I haven't done yet. I think, is this the right size? No, it is not, but you loosen this nut so that the throttle can return. Well, yeah, guys, I've tried hooking up a throttle setup, like, for 2 hours, and I can't get anything to work. Nothing is working right now. So I'm just gonna put that on hold, and I'm just gonna run it and just use my finger, and then just use the throttle like that. Even though it requires 2 hands to steer, it's not like I'm gonna die. But unfortunately, I'm gonna need 1 hand to use this, another one to use that, and another 2 to use the steering. So technically, I need to have 4, but don't do what I do, like I said before. But I already put gasoline in it, and I'm gonna put some oil in it. And before you do this, you want to make sure that you take this off, because there's a, oh my god, I can't, this thing keeps on shaking, it's so annoying. You want to unscrew that, and you want to get rid of the factory oil, because they do run these things at the shop or at the factory, just to make sure it works fine. So there's going to be a little bit of oil in the crankcase, and sometimes even a little bit of gasoline left in the carburetor, but that's not really going to matter. But it's only a matter of time before I actually start ripping this engine apart and trying to make some power out of it. Well, we're going to put some oil in, take it out to the front yard, try to start it up, and we could go for a ride. Don't know how much oil it uses, so I'm just going to fill it up until it starts coming out, because that's what you're supposed to do. Alright, I got it all filled up with oil, got gasoline in it, it's all ready, other than the throttle cable, but I can't do that anymore. This was getting too annoying. So I'm going to push it out of the workshop, and probably fill up the tires a little bit, and go for a ride, which the first test drive will be uploaded separately.